As viewership starts to dwindle within the WWE product, so does my interest. Let's recap Raw right now. Before the show even started last night, there was reports of Shane McMahon coming back to the show, which then WWE confirmed. But of course, we can't forget Rusev's tweet. We'll put that right here. Yep, you see that right there, and it's kind of true. To be honest, I wasn't sure how I felt about Shane McMahon coming back, but as we... Nope, not a fan. Before we get into the shit we didn't like last night, let's get into the positives first. Drew McIntyre and the Randy Orton segment. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually pretty stoked for this match, and quite honestly, it's been a long time coming, especially with Drew as champion. The best part of this whole segment, in my opinion, was when McIntyre talked about how Randy Orton was one of the people that should have reached down and pulled up McIntyre, like Edge did with Orton years ago. It's a weird segment in the best way possible, in my opinion. I mean, you got these two guys that are somewhat doing a shoot promo on each other, which obviously is scripted, but it was the best thing to come out of last night. And quite honestly, you know that this match is going to be great. It even has the tagline on the match card for itself, "You'll never see it coming." And now, guys, woo! Shouldn't be too excited, because let's get into the rest of Raw. First off, you have this new title that they debuted. Gorgeous United States title. MVP takes it. Apollo Crews isn't there. Wasn't clear for COVID, whatever it was. Now they have MVP lose. Why? You could have kept the storyline going all the way to SummerSlam. I mean, think about when Cena and CM Punk of who was the real champion, and it culminated, obviously, at SummerSlam. It was a great feud. Why not do that here? Of course, Crews defeats MVP to become the real United States champion, which, yeah, it's good, and of course, Apollo Crews deserves it. One other positive I want to mention on real quick is Shayna Baszler finally getting back into the title picture against Bayley and Sasha. You know, the role models, if you will. It's good to see Shayna back into the title scene, and quite honestly, I've always been a fan of hers ever since NXT. So I'm really hoping that something happens with her until she bites someone's ear off, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I watching again? One part I want to mention real quick is how Shayna lost to Sasha, and now she's just okay with that and wants Asuka to win. I mean, I'm all for building up Asuka, and of course Asuka's a great champion and should be a champion again, but I mean, think about Shayna Baszler. Now she wants someone else to take the title? What the fuck is Vince smoking on that creative? Next up, we have the KO show, which, I mean, I'm always a fan of these segments because, you know, you get to see someone like KO or maybe Christian, or the, you know, the 3 weeks that Corey Graves had the electric chair be creative. To be honest, I like these segments, and it's a good way to break up between matches and everything. But why the hell does it always have to end in, well, if you're looking for a fight, you found someone who's looking for one as well? I mean, quite honestly, why can't we just have good promo work? You have Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan come out and kind of talk about their differences and where they grew apart. It was a great thing, and as much as I love the Iconics, there was no place for them to be out there at all. But of course it turns into, you know, the Riot Squad, which it's not really the full Riot Squad, reuniting for a match against them, and then winning, of course, which it wasn't that bad at all. But why does it always have to end up becoming a match? Why can't we just have good promo work, good character development, which is what a lot of, you know, fans want nowadays. They want good character development. If everything's going to end in a fight, yeah, I get it, it's wrestling, there's supposed to be matches. But I mean, come on, guys. Next up, we have Nia Jax being suspended indefinitely. 10 out of 10, 5-star match, good. And then we have the triple threat match for the 24/7 championship. Of course, these matches are amazing. They run around, they never do anything different, and someone always ends up with a reverse pin. 6 stars. Now, guys, the greatest thing that ever happened on Monday Night Raw. I'm going to try to compose myself. When Raw Underground first debuted last night, at first I thought, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is kind of cool, to, even though Shane McMahon looks like he's on an 8-ball of coke, just, you know, kind of hosting the damn thing. Quite honestly, when the first couple things went on with it, I thought, wow, this is really great. And of course, they said this new alliance was going to come up. Now, everyone thought last night that Undisputed Era was coming. My first thought was, wow, okay, so Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are going to walk out as a team and maybe do something with Raw Underground. That's a good setup for them. We got strippers instead. Grade C strippers that during these great fights, for some reason, when you're trying to sell the new segment, product, whatever you want to call it, let's jump shoot right to the strippers. Quite honestly, the first couple times, you know, when you had the Ziggler match and the first one, the, you know, the Viking Raiders, I thought it was pretty cool at first. Before we get to the ending segment, we have to talk about something real quick. Montez Ford, he thought this was so bad that he fell asleep in the ring.
And Ford is feeling it.
Whoa. The Hurt Business is booming, ladies and gentlemen. The ending segment to the greatest Raw of all time, WCW 2000s level of bad, ends with the Hurt Business debuting as the faction we all wanted. Now, earlier tonight, we had some Antifa-like people, you know, throwing a Molotov cocktail at what seemed to be a power converter or something to do with a TV truck, which we thought, wow, they're messing with the power all night. This is going to be great. Who is this new alliance? Of course, it just looked like Tozawa's ninjas, but still, I was hopeful. I was very hopeful when I saw that Molotov thrown. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Last of Us 2, so, you know, those bloaters ain't going to go down by themselves. These people know what they're doing. But, of course, as the segment went on a little bit too long, I thought, okay, where's this new debut we're waiting for? Who's going to run in? They're running out of people they're beating the shit out of. But then, of course, the alliance we all wanted was the one that was already there for the past 2 weeks. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's good to see Lashley, Shelton Benjamin finally get a good spotlight with a veteran like MVP, but what the fuck was that? You had punches that were at camera angles that clearly show it's a whole work the entire time and fake. And they just dragged it up. Boom, jump shot to strippers right there. See? And that just happens randomly. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I want to see who's going to debut. All in all, I wasn't a fan of last night's Raw, and I really haven't been for a while, but this one really, really hurt, especially on a personal level, seeing as I stayed up late because I was wondering, the Undisputed Era going to be announced? Who's going to be coming next? Who is this new alliance that we're all waiting to see that's been messing with Raw the entire time, poisoning people, jumping out the lights? Who knows? But instead, we got a grade C level of the Hurt Business. Now, I'm stoked to see what they're going to do, but last night, if you're going to build up something like that, at least make it, have an ending. Have an ending to Raw where it makes it dominant of this new alliance coming, the people messing with the power. Put a nice black cloud over the entire Raw roster to make them think, we're on notice. Who's coming next? We don't know. But instead, we got Fight Club. We got Shane O'Mac looking like he just did a line in the bathroom, dancing around, saying anything goes. Am I hopeful for next week? No. But hey, as long as there's Molotov cocktails, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. I'll be watching because we can't quit it.